Welcome to Book Buzz Reviews and Summaries. Book, Mastery, by Robert Greene, a three-part journey through the book's core. Part 1. The Hidden Path Begins Inside You. Imagine a young boy in a dusty workshop in old Italy, staring at a blank wooden shield. His master hands him paints and says, "Make something beautiful." The boy, named Leonardo, does not rush. He thinks of dragons and monsters from stories he loves. He sketches, mixes colors, and paints a fierce creature that breathes fire. When his father sees it, he gasps. The beast looks alive, ready to leap out. That boy was Leonardo da Vinci, and in that moment, something deep inside him woke up. A spark, a pull toward creating things that no one else could see the same way. This is where every great story of mastery starts, not with fame or luck, but with a quiet voice inside. Robert Greene, in his powerful book, Mastery, tells us that all of us have this voice. It is our true calling, what he names the life's task. It is not loud like the world around us, shouting about money or easy jobs. It whispers from our earliest days, pulling us toward what feels alive and real. Think back to your own childhood. What made hours fly by like minutes? Were you building forts in the woods, drawing endless pictures, taking apart radios to see how they worked, or losing yourself in books about stars and faraway places? Those moments were clues. They pointed to your unique force, the thing that makes you different from everyone else. Greene says we are born with this primal inclination, a natural pull towards certain ideas, fields, or ways of seeing the world. But life gets in the way. Parents push safe paths. Friends laugh at dreams. Schools teach us to fit in. Slowly, that voice fades, and we feel lost, drifting from job to job, wondering why nothing feels right. Yet the greatest masters never let it fade completely. Charles Darwin, the man who changed how we understand life itself, was a quiet boy who loved collecting beetles and staring at plants for hours. His father wanted him to be a doctor or a priest, respectable jobs. But Darwin felt sick at the sight of blood and bored in church. Deep down, nature called him. He fought doubts and family pressure, sailed on a ship called the Beagle, and spent years observing the world. That inward pull led him to ideas that shook the world. Or picture Albert Einstein as a child, slow to speak, daydreaming in class. Teachers thought he was lazy, but he was fascinated by compasses, how the needle always pointed north, like magic. Questions burned in him. What is light? What is time? He followed those questions, ignoring the practical paths others pushed. That inner force turned a daydreamer into the mind that unlocked the secrets of the universe. Greene warns us, ignore this voice, and you live someone else's life. You chase money or status, but inside, emptiness grows. You become what he calls the false self, shaped by fears and others' opinions. But listen to it, reconnect with that childlike spark, and power flows back. Everything aligns, doors open, work stops feeling like work. How do you find it again? Start simple. Look back. Return to your origins. What excited you before the world told you to grow up? Greene gives steps, like breadcrumbs on a hidden path. First, trust those early inclinations. They are not random. They are your DNA speaking, unique to you. Second, occupy the perfect niche. The world is full of fields, like a vast forest. Do not wander everywhere. Find where your interests meet a need you can fill better than anyone. Leonardo loved art, science, and invention all at once. He found niches where they crossed, drawing machines that could fly, studying bodies to paint them perfectly. Third, avoid false paths. Many jobs glitter with promise, high pay, quick praise, but if they do not match your inner pull, they drain you. Let go of them, even if it scares you. Fourth, adapt as life changes. Your calling evolves. What pulled you at 10 might shift at 30. Stay open. Let circumstances guide you, like a river finding its way to the sea. And fifth, face the big obstacles. Life will test you. Darwin battled illness and doubt. Einstein faced failure after failure. These trials forge you. They push you deeper into your task. But finding your life's task is only the dawn. The real journey begins when you step into the world to learn. Greene calls this next stage the apprenticeship, the quiet years where masters are born, away from spotlights. After school ends, most people rush for money or titles. They want to lead before they know how to follow. But true power comes from the opposite, humble learning. Submit to reality, Greene says. Accept you know little. Observe deeply. In old times, apprentices lived with masters, watching, sweeping floors, running errands. No pay, just learning. Today, we have jobs or mentors, but the spirit is the same. 3 phases mark this apprenticeship. First, deep observation. Be silent. Watch how things really work, the hidden rules, the power flows, who truly succeeds and why. Do not talk much or try to impress. Soak it in like a sponge. Second, skill acquisition. Practice, practice, practice. Start with basics. Repeat until your hands move without thought. Boredom will come. Pain will come. Push through. 10,000 hours, Greene says, or more, to wire skills into your bones. Third, experimentation. Slowly add your touch. Test ideas. Make mistakes. This bridges to creativity. Look at Michael Faraday, a poor bookbinder's son in 1800s England. He loved science but had no schooling. He got a job as a lab assistant to a great chemist, Humphrey Davy. Faraday carried bottles, cleaned glass, low work. But he watched every experiment, took perfect notes, asked smart questions. Years passed. He practiced endlessly. Then he experimented on his own. He discovered electricity's secrets, things Davy missed, from humble apprentice to master who lit the world. Or Temple Grandin, a woman with autism who saw the world in pictures, not words. Animals calmed her. She felt their fear in slaughterhouses. Others mocked her ideas. But she apprenticed in farms and plants, observed cows deeply, practiced designs. Today, her humane systems help millions of animals, and people understand autism better. The apprenticeship is hard. Egos bruise. Pay is low. Doubts scream. Many quit here, chasing shortcuts, but those who stay transform. Skills become second nature. Confidence grows quietly. And there is more. Find mentors, not perfect heroes, but guides who see your potential. Let them push you hard. That tough love sharpens fastest. Value learning over money. Keep a beginner's mind, open and hungry. This is the hidden foundation. No master skips it. Leonardo served years under Verrocchio, learning brushes before genius flowed. Mozart practiced under his father before composing wonders. As this first part ends, feel the pull. That voice inside you stirs. The path to mastery is not for the gifted few. It is for anyone brave enough to listen inward, then bow to learning. Part 2. The Fire Awakens. Creative Power and the Voice. Inside, the apprenticeship is over. The long, quiet years of watching, practicing, and enduring have done their work. Your hands no longer shake. Your mind sees patterns where others see only confusion. You have paid the price in sweat and silence. Now something new stirs, a restless energy, a hunger to make something that is truly your own. Robert Greene calls this the creative active phase. It is the moment the master steps out of the shadows and begins to shape the world. But this step is not easy. Most people never reach it. They stay comfortable in the skills they have learned, repeating what others have done, afraid to risk the unknown. The true masters, however, feel a fire growing inside. They can no longer copy. They must create. This fire has a name, intuition. It is not magic. It is not luck. It is the voice of 10,000 hours speaking through you. After endless practice, the mind changes. It begins to work in a new way, faster, deeper, almost without effort. Facts and details that once sat separate now connect in flashes. Ideas arrive whole. Solutions appear before the problem is fully spoken. Greene tells the story of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. As a child, he was pushed hard by his father, practicing violin and piano day after day. He learned the rules of music perfectly. He could play anything, compose simple pieces. But then, in his late teens and early 20s, something shifted. The music began to pour out of him. Melodies came in dreams. Whole symphonies appeared in his head while he walked or talked. He wrote them down in one rush, almost without changes. People thought it was a gift from God. Mozart knew better. He had paid for it with years of deep work. The rules were now inside him, alive. He could bend them, break them, and build something no one had heard before. The same happened to the great inventor Thomas Edison. He filled thousands of notebooks with experiments, most of them failures. He tested 10,000 materials for the light bulb before one worked. Outsiders saw only the final triumph. They missed the long nights, the burned fingers, the endless trying. But inside Edison, a new kind of thinking grew. He began to sense what might work before testing it. He called it seeing with the mind's eye. Intuition, the reward of mastery. How do you awaken this power? Greene gives a clear path, like a map through dark woods. First, choose the right field, one large enough to grow in, deep enough to spend a lifetime exploring. Narrow paths lead to dead ends. Wide oceans allow endless discovery. Leonardo da Vinci chose the human form. Machines, nature, all connected. Einstein chose the laws of the universe itself, big enough to never run out of questions. Second, let go of old habits. The rules you learned in apprenticeship are tools, not chains. Now you must question them, play with opposites, reverse what everyone believes. This is where breakthroughs hide. Third, embrace resistance. The creative mind loves tension. Tight deadlines, limited tools, fierce rivals, these sharpen you. Mozart wrote his greatest works under pressure. War and danger pushed Sun Tzu to write The Art of War, a book still studied today. Fourth, return to the child inside. Masters never lose wonder. They see the world fresh. Einstein said imagination is more important than knowledge. Play, experiment, fail on purpose. These open doors. Fifth, allow time for the slow hunch. Great ideas rarely come in lightning bolts. They simmer. Darwin carried his theory of evolution for 20 years, gathering evidence, letting it grow quietly. Trust the quiet moments. Walk, daydream, let the mind wander. But there is danger here. The world fights back. Old masters guard their positions. New ideas threaten comfort. Greene calls this the social game. People smile while blocking your path. Jealousy hides behind praise. Many geniuses are crushed here, ignored, mocked, or stolen from. Look at Nikola Tesla. He saw alternating current in a vision while walking in a park. He built machines in his mind before touching metal. He gave the world electricity as we know it. But powerful men like Edison fought him. Banks took his labs. He died poor and alone. Yet his ideas won in the end. Or consider Martha Graham, the mother of modern dance. She broke every rule of ballet, sharp angles, raw emotion, ugly truth. Audiences booed. Critics called her work disgusting. She suffered poverty and pain, but she kept creating. Today, every dancer stands on her shoulders. To survive this stage, Greene says you must master human nature. Read people as deeply as your craft. Find allies. Learn when to push and when to wait. Use strategy like a general. Protect your energy. Avoid petty fights. And above all, stay connected to your life's task. When storms come, and they will, remember why you began. That inner voice becomes your compass. As this phase deepens, something almost mysterious happens. The mind expands further. You begin to sense connections across fields. Limits dissolve. Greene calls this the dimensional mind, thinking in larger patterns. seeing the hidden forces that move history, nature, people. Leonardo's notebooks show this: drawings of birds beside flying machines, water flows beside blood in veins. He saw the world as one living system. Einstein felt time and space bend together. He rode a beam of light in his imagination and changed physics forever. This is the edge of true mastery, the place where the individual mind touches something universal. Part 3. The Summit, fusion of intuition and reason, the eternal mastery. You have climbed far. The inner voice found its task. The long apprenticeship forged your skills in fire. The creative storms tested you, birthing ideas that were yours alone. Now, at the peak, the air is thin and clear. Something vast opens before you. This is the final stage, Robert Greene reveals: true mastery. Not a crown to wear once, but a living power that grows forever. Here, the mind reaches its highest form. Greene calls it the fusion of the intuitive with the rational, the high-level intuition, or what some masters describe as the dimensional mind. After decades of deep immersion, 20,000 hours or more, the brain changes. No longer do you see pieces and parts. You grasp the whole in a flash. Connections spark across vast distances. Patterns hidden to others shine bright for you. You sense the flow of things before they happen. Decisions come swift and sure, almost without thought. This is no mystic gift. It is earned. The rational side, logic, facts, step-by-step thinking, built through apprenticeship and creative trials, now joins hands with the intuitive side, born from endless practice. Together they create a new intelligence, one that sees deeper realities, predicts the unseen, and shapes the world with ease. Think of the chess grandmaster Bobby Fischer. On the board, hundreds of moves branch out like a wild forest. Beginners count one by one, experts see groups. But Fischer? He felt the forces, the living energy of attack and defense, pulling across the whole game. One glance, and he knew the path to victory. Years of brutal study wired this into him. Or Albert Einstein again, riding a beam of light in his mind's eye. He did not calculate step by step forever. After wrestling with equations for years, intuition struck. Space and time bend together. Gravity is not a force, but a curve. The rational proofs came later, but the vision arrived whole from that fused mind. Even in war, the great fighter pilot of modern times, Cesar Rodriguez, downed enemies in dogfights where split seconds decide life. He saw patterns in the chaos, the subtle shifts in enemy planes, before his instruments confirmed them. Intuition saved him, guided by rational skill honed in thousands of hours of flight. Greene shows how this happens inside us all. Our brains evolved for survival, quick hunches to spot danger or opportunity. But in complex fields, science, art, business, leadership, we drown in details. The conventional mind chokes, stuck in narrow paths. The master's mind expands. It branches wide yet dives deep. It holds opposites, the discipline of endless work and the playfulness of a child. The result? Breakthroughs that change everything. How do you reach this summit? Greene lays out the keys, earned through the journey already walked. First, make your learning rich and alive. Do not just memorize, connect ideas, find hidden laws, use knowledge in real ways, internalize until it breathes in you. Second, alter your perspective often. Step back, see from new angles, tighten focus, then loosen it. This loosens rigid thinking and lets intuition flow. Third, avoid the traps. Complacency whispers you've arrived. Keep pushing. Dependency on old ways blinds you. Stay bold. Impatience rushes the process. Trust time. Narrow vision limits you. Expand always. Fourth, embrace mechanical intelligence too. Whatever you create, test it yourself. Feel its limits and truths in your hands. Fifth, cultivate ultimate flexibility. Return to primal openness, the original mind of childhood wonder, while wielding the sharp tools of experience. And finally, stay connected to the larger forces. Masters sense something beyond themselves, the flow of history, nature's rhythms, human currents. This alive connection fuels the highest insights. This path brings not just success, but deep fulfillment. Thanks for listening to Book Buzz Reviews and Summaries.